Hi, creative friends. Hope you're all doing well. I thought it was time for another real-time art journal spread. I've been traveling a lot lately, so I haven't really had time to create a lot. And so I'm back home and I wanted to slow down and take some time to create something in my art journal. So I have selected a bunch of papers randomly from all sorts of magazines, and I'm just going to start. So they are in a certain color palette, which is kind of pinkish greenish. So let's see where that goes. And I'm always starting by just picking one or the other piece and just gluing it down, usually in a corner. And I chose this palette because it's been really hot in Europe, and usually when I sit here I have my fan on, but it's an old fan and it makes a lot of noise, so you wouldn't hear me talking. So I switched it off. So it's really hot in my studio right now. And I was in Paris for 4 or 5 days, and Paris recorded the warmest day ever since they started recording in 1883. It was 41 something degrees, which is like 106 Fahrenheit, and it was really hot. And as you may know, Europe, or most places that are older in Europe, don't have air conditioning. I don't have air conditioning, so, and usually that's fine, you know, and it works, because when it gets hot, you just, you know, keep your shutters closed and that's it. But recently it's been really, really warm, so lots of people are thinking of installing air conditioning, and, you know, I don't know where this world is going. I do remember when I was a kid, it was really, really hot too, so it's not really new, it's just been a lot lately. So yeah, I'm just gluing things down, taking my time, enjoying the touch of the paper, the movement of the glue stick. And that's, I think, another lesson when it's like really hot, or when life throws you lemons, or when things happen that kind of force you to slow down. We try to kind of fight it. We don't want to, because we're not used to it anymore. And I think art is such a great way to teach us back into it. So these are pages that I created myself from old book pages, and I just kind of stamp or color them and then rip them apart and use them in my collages. And some of it is, this is paper from a gift. Most of these are from Flow magazine. And yeah, so I just usually choose random places to put them. I usually make sure that they, you know, correspond to one on the other side of the page. Let's see. I will put that here. I'm not going to use all of that. Yeah, so tell me what you've been up to recently. Have you been creating anything? Or have you been too hot or lazy? Or have you been procrastinating? I do that sometimes when sometimes you just don't feel like it, you know. You don't have to be in the mood to create art, but there are moments when things kind of slow down and you're in a funk. And when that happens, you kind of just, There's ways to get out of it, and I know how to get out of it. It's just by sitting down and starting, by doodling or scribbling, or just sitting down on your desk or wherever it is that you create helps. But yeah, sometimes it's not easy to get out of that when you're stuck in a rut or in procrastination nation. Let's see, is that enough? Yeah, I think so. This is from an envelope I got from the bank. I really, really loved it when I opened it. I was like, ooh, what's inside? Like all these funky trees. So yeah, I mean, you don't have to necessarily go out and buy expensive magazines to collage. So to go with this spread, I will use some reds and some greens. And so I use the brand Golden, but you can use any brand of acrylic paint. This is quinacridone violet, naphthol red medium, and green gold. And I usually start with, where is it? Here, Titan Buff, which is kind of like a beigey, creamy, whitish, like it covers and it doesn't. So I, don't think too much. This is almost empty. I need to buy a new one. I might have a new one. This might not be enough. So this exists in liquid-ish and in more thicker paint. I think I might need to use this because the liquid one is almost empty. So I'm just taking it and just kind of like putting it a little bit all over the place. And once that's done, I take an old card and kind of just scrape it around. And I'm not really caring because see, sometimes it does cover, but it does leave some see-through places, and that's what I want. I want to sort of blend things a bit so that they don't have the rough square edges of the collage papers. Sometimes I just use the spatula as well. When there's not enough, I can just go in and just make marks with the spatula. I'm not covering everything up, but I am calming the thing down a bit and not thinking too much. And I think that's the most comments that I get when I make these videos is, what do you mean not thinking too much? How do you do that? Practice. I mean, I've been doing this for many, many years, so now I'm very good at not thinking too much and just, I'm not worried about making mistakes because there are no mistakes. And so I'm gonna put some of these reds on my palette here. Let's take this bulb off. Take it on the palette. Oh, can you see the palette? Barely. Just move this a bit. See the palette? It's just a lid. You can buy a fancy palette, or you can just use a lid from a Tupperware, or you can just buy palette paper, which is really great. So then I need to get some water. I can just use this. It's a bit red, but it's fine. And I just take some water and I'm thinning, put some water next to it, next to the first color that I want to use. So this is thin and this is thick, and I want to use kind of both. And I'm starting with looking for shapes, and just usually I start in the corner by filling the corner, and then some shapes kind of arrive naturally because I see them or not. And I'm just gonna cover some of the edges with the thinned down, and sometimes it's a bit thicker, and sometimes depending on how much water I add to it, it'll be a bit thicker, it'll be a bit thinner. So I'm just kind of going around the edges first. I might, when I see a shape, I might define it with maybe a thicker paint, without thinning it down. And see, here I am like, oh, okay. And again, this is, I'm just following my intuition, and I think that's where most people get stuck, because we don't know how to do that anymore in our fast-moving world. There is no time to, you know, we need to make sure, we need to be clear on where things are going. There's no more space for just, you know, letting your soul define where things are going, and there's no more room for like error. You're not allowed to make mistakes, which is very counterproductive in terms of creativity. So here I'm using the red to go kind of around. I don't know why. It doesn't matter. The Titan buff is not dry yet, see, and it mixes a little bit. It's all good. All good. I'm taking another one. Another brush. Which brush? This one? More square one. Because I want to use the green somewhere. And I'm just going to make some green marks. And when I do them on one side, I do them on the other. Maybe I might do something here and something here. Kind of try to harmonize a bit where things are going. Let's see. More of this. Oops, there's a drip. See, now I'm like, oh, drips. I like drips. That was an accident, which kind of got me into an idea. So why not? Maybe I want to take my water bottle, my spritz bottle, which is from IKEA, so nothing fancy. And I'm gonna spritz those things, and look how gorgeous that turns out. I love it. And that was an accident. So again, there are no accidents in art. And sometimes you just have to shut up and paint. There you go. Look at that gorgeous flower. I want to make one here as well, but maybe a different one. Maybe one of those here. And for the flowers, same thing. I mean, the more you draw flowers, the better you get at them. Get some books with flowers in them and practice. Get some flowers from your garden and practice. You know, and then just keep drawing, and at some point you'll might be getting good at it. There you go. Isn't she gorgeous? This one needs a stem. So yeah, sometimes I make just random shapes, and sometimes I am already making flowers. So now I want to do a bit of more color here. Let's see, thinning. Kind of want to go around this one here. So I have to pay attention with this green, because if I mix that with this quinacridone, it'll turn into an ugly brown. I don't want that. Keeping those little red dots there. I will make these into leafy things. And then, you know, I'm just going around the page and then make some different marks and seeing where it takes me. And sometimes I do them and things get covered up again, and sometimes they're not. So it's all play. I think that's the most important message in art is play. And kids, when they're little, are natural at this, and then they go to school and then they get taught differently, where things have to fit a mold. And then when we're an adult and we try to do art, we think we're not creative, but all we have to do is unlearn what they taught us in school. And that takes time, because the thing in school took time as well, right? So I use my fingers as well, because it does give another sort of strokey thing when I use my fingers. I like this brush. It's like a cheap brush, but it's kind of pointy. and it goes well into corners. Oh, look, I'm gonna make leafy things here as well. My art is very botanical, as you know, and it's very rare that I go for geometric shapes, but sometimes I like to get myself out of my comfort zone and force myself into geometry, and sometimes that brings very surprising results. So you never know, gotta try new things, which is also why I travel a lot, and you don't need to go far for inspiration, you know, to get some ideas from other artists. And I went to see some exhibitions, really got inspired by lots of things. So those will definitely at some point show up in my art. Let's see. So what I'm doing now is I'm standing up and I'm looking at it from above, which is basically what you've been seeing, so that I get a different perspective and see, you know, what else is there. So I see we have two big shapes and then some round bits, so that kind of makes my eye travel. We have these leafy things, and I think I need to make one here so that the eye can travel, because there is a rule of threes, and so the eye can travel when there are three things across. I mean, they are here, but my eye wasn't finding those, so I think I need to make some here. Now my eye can travel from here to there. I do kind of want to cover this up a bit more so that it's a bit more of a natural shape. And there's something missing here. I don't know what. There's a shape here. Yeah, there's a shape here. So when you stand up, you kind of start seeing things that you don't see when you're close by, which is, and the opposite is true as well. Yeah, there's things that you can only see when you're really close by. So change your perspective when you're kind of like, what next? Get up or sit down, look closer, look sideways, look from the top, see where that takes you. Let's see, I want another circle here. There we go. So adding some more dots here. Go like that. And then I will do that on this side as well. Yeah. Something still needs to be done there. So now I think big circle-wise or shape-wise I'm done. Now I want to take some acrylic markers and go in, and so I use all kinds of markers. I'm a fan of Posca markers. I have them mainly in black, white, and ivory, and pink, and teal, because those are my favorite colors. But I also have cheaper ones, like this is a whole box full of shuttle art acrylic markers. They come in all sorts of colors, and so if you need more colors that you don't necessarily use all the time, go for the cheaper ones. Still good quality, but cheaper ones. But for the ones that you use most, I would recommend to buy good quality ones, and I really love the Posca ones. So I'm going to go in with some black, because I think these things here, oh, it's not dry yet. It's fine. I need some black. Let's see. Yeah. And so this is kind of like this repetitive thing, you know, where your mind kind of shuts down. You're in your hands. And and everything quietens down. I think that's what we need in life. Yeah, those are nice. I'm going to repeat those over here. Let's see. Still into organic shape-ish. I don't know what they are. I'm just making this movement here, and I think it looks pretty good. So they look like little leaves or little pods. And what else do I want to do in black? I think this kind of needs a black surrounding and stem, and then I might as well. And sometimes it doesn't really paint very precisely or whatever, and I don't mind. Nature is not very precise either. I'm gonna add some dots in here. And very often when I don't like something, I just keep it like that anyway, and then people go, "Oh, I love it." I'm like, really? I don't like it. And they're like, "Yeah, I love it." So, you know, you might not like it, but you might have created something that other people love. Which is why you shouldn't really be too harshly judging your art. So here, it's this, there, and then I think, yeah, I want to do that on the other side as well, but differently. Let me do some dots here. And so another question that I get a lot is, well, what's the point in collaging all these things down when you're just basically covering them up? And I'm like, well, that's the whole fun part about it, is that whenever you glue something down, that's your starting point to play. And I create off of that, of what I see and what I have glued down. And every page has, you know, what that I create is similar, because that's my style, that's how I create. I glue down and then I paint and then I add detail and done. But every page is different because whatever I glue down is different, so the result is different. And so, is it still collage? Yeah, well, it's mixed media. It's collage plus, you know, paint, and it's just my art. And you can do whatever you want. It's art. It's your art. You can create a mess that nobody likes. You can make things beautiful or not. You can cover or not. You can glue or not. You can paint or not. Who's there to tell? Let nobody tell you what your art should look like. Just do your thing. And I agree that that might take a while. It took me a while to find my voice, but because there's so many other voices that tend to shut us down by saying, this is not good, this should be like this is, why are you bleh? And so it takes courage, practice, and a lot of oomph to go beyond that, and maybe some years of just creating. I'm just adding some different color things. I think I'm getting close to being finished here, because there's not much room for, there might be some room for more detail, but right now, for this video, I think I'm happy. So as you see, like one double spread like this takes me about half an hour. It might take you longer, because depending on how often you do this and how much you've practiced, or how judging and limiting you are in the process. Oh, I see what I want to do now. I do want to make this white a little less white by adding some watered down paint. But the more you practice, the better you will get at it. So practice, practice, practice. And above all, pretend to be 5 and have fun. I'm calling this done. There you go. I hope you enjoyed it and happy creating.